Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a tutorial and I'm gonna show you how to make this little accordion style ephemera pocket. So let's start making it. So this little pocket can be fun to fill up with different pieces of ephemera. So I have a lot of little cards and some tags in here. I'm actually going to send this to a friend, a little happy mail, so that's another way you can use it. Or you could take it and glue it into a journal and have this little pocket, or maybe you can make a pocket and stick it in it. Like a lot of different things you can do with it, and it's very, very easy. So I'm going to show you what you need. I'm going to use some envelopes. I brought 5 here, but I think I'm just going to use 3. I'm going to use a piece of scrapbook paper. Please ignore my dogs. They have the zoomies. I'm going to use a piece of scrapbook paper. I chose this one because it's got like sewing scissors and a thimble because I'm going to make this to put in my daughter's sewing journal. Why not? I'm going to use a little bit of ink to distress the edges, some glue, and my paper trimmer, and that's it. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do, get this paper out of the way. And you could probably do this with really any envelopes you have laying around. I'm going to just use these. They're just, I don't know, business size envelopes, I guess they're called. And we are going to want the ends here to be open. So I'm going to take these, and you could use a scoreboard if you wanted, but I'm going to fold them in half. I'll go ahead and use my bone folder here so you can get a nice crease on this. The dogs are doing what they do every time I film a video or go live on Whatnot or whatever it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the bone folder to get a nice crease there. So you can see this is really easy. We're just folding the envelope in half. And there you go. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is use our paper trimmer. I don't even really need this arm. I'm not even going to be that precise about this. I just want to cut the end off here. So let's line this up at the 4.5 mark here. And I'm just slicing off the ends. So I'll line this up again at 4.5. Slice off that end. Okay, 4.5. There we go. Okay, that's it for the paper trimmer for now. Next thing we're going to do is glue down this flap here because we are not going to use the envelope this way. We're using the ends. Now you could obviously moisten this, but I just think that it's going to be better just to put a little bit of glue on here and glue it down. Oops. So do that. Okay. I feel like I haven't had a lot of videos lately. If you saw my live last week, I bought someone's entire craft room to resell on Whatnot, and obviously I kept quite a bit from that too. But that has really taken up a lot of time. But I wanted to do this, and then I do have a few little hauls to film, so you may get more than one video today. So, okay, so now we have the flaps glued. I want to glue all of these together. So let's just start with one, and I'm just gonna put glue right here. Just in case anyone is wondering, this is the glue press from My Sweet Petunia. I really love it. It's great. It helps with your, fatigue that you get in your hands when you're gluing things, especially if you have like arthritis or anything like that. Highly, highly recommend it. Okay, so I'm just gonna press that down. You even use your bone folder. All right. Then I'm going to put the next one in. So we're just stacking the envelopes up. I'm gonna glue And I suppose you could glue the whole thing, but I don't know. This is the way I made it. I've made it twice now. And I did it this way both times, so I'm just going to keep doing it that way. Okay. So now we have all of these sides glued down. So now I'm going to glue these sides down. I do need to refill my glue bottle. All right, you know what? We're just gonna go with the glue stick now because that glue bottle is just about empty. I don't know if this is going to be as strong. I guess we'll find out. I would recommend the liquid glue. I love art glitter glue is my favorite, but we'll see if this works. Okay, and then we're gonna put glue down here. Hey, the dog's calmed down a little bit. Nice. Okay, so you're just gonna keep gluing. See how easy this is? And I know we have, all of you have lots of envelopes hanging around, right? I should try this with some greeting card size envelopes and see how it works. Now, because of just the folding process, you know, that is going to be a little bit uneven. If that bothers you, go ahead and trim it. It doesn't bother me though. So I'm going to press these edges down really well. And we're going to let this dry for a few minutes. And while it's drying, I'm going to trim my paper because I want to cover this. Now you could leave it like this. You could just ink the edges. You could collage on it. You could stamp on it. You know, a lot of different things you could do. But this is what I'm going to do. So let's measure how wide I need to cut this paper. Now this is about 4 1/4. I'm going to cut it just slightly smaller, I think. And we'll see. I think I'm going to do right here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to take just a little sliver off, which is why I really like this paper trimmer. Look at that little sliver I can take off. This is the Caterpillar Crop. I've gone through quite a few paper trimmers, and this is definitely my favorite. So I just lined this up here, and I'm folding it. You could even make this another pocket, honestly. And while I'm doing this, you know, I was going to trim this off, but you know what? Let's not trim it off. Let's do this. Let's make a little closure for it. Okay. See, creative process coming along. Let's round these corners. Where's my corner rounder? All right. Let's get the corner rounder and let's see if we have a little clasp that we can use as well. Okay, so I remembered that I have these, and I was just funny. I was just talking about how much I like these kind of clasps, and then I remembered I had some. So I'm going to use this, but I do want to round the edges. You don't have to do this, obviously, but I just like it. So I'm going to do it, but you do you. If you like the corners, do the corners. I don't think I'm going to round these edges just because this up here is squared off. So let's glue this on here. So I'm just going to, actually forgot that glue is empty. Probably going to regret doing this. I would not recommend a glue stick for this. I think that the liquid glue is stronger, but I guess we'll find out. Maybe this will be just fine. I can always go back and glue it again if I need to. Okay, so we're gonna put that right there. And then I'm gonna glue this flap down onto here. So let's put some more glue here. You can never have enough adhesive. That's what I say. like this corner needs a little more glue. And maybe this corner. After this, I'm gonna refill my glue bottles, okay? Because I need to do that. It's not even that big of a job. I just always procrastinate on it. What is a job that you always procrastinate on? That you realize isn't even that big of a deal. And then you do it and you're like, okay, I should have just done that a while ago. Okay, let's let this dry a little bit. And I'm thinking we will use, none of these really matched, so maybe we'll just go with this one. Now, oops, my hands are sticky from the glue stick, fun. I have not used these before. I know there's some missing, I'm sure I thrifted it. Watch me struggle with the packaging. There we go, okay. So these appear to just be adhesive. So let's just use these two. So I'm guessing we'd put one like right here. I'm definitely going to reinforce this glue. One like right there, right? And then we use the string. And we wrap it around. All right, so I'm gonna get the string off and then we'll come back and adhere it. All right, so I don't know if this is the way that you do it, but I put this little string through that hole and kind of coiled it underneath this, and I'm just gonna adhere it down here so we can wrap it. But I want to use something stronger, so I'm just gonna use this Fabri-Tac. And ooh, that was a little much, but it's all right. It's just glue. It's just glue and it's just paper, okay? Now we kind of want these to be lined up with each other, so I'll put that right there. And then I'm gonna wipe off this little excess glue right there. And you know what? I think I might even grab a little like binder clip just to keep this down. Or actually, you know what? Even better. I want some weight on this while it dries, so I'm gonna use my handy dandy paperweight. And we're just gonna let that dry. And then we'll give that a few minutes, we'll come back and then maybe ink the edges a little bit. See, it's easy, right? All right, so this is mostly dry. I'm not gonna mess with it too much because I think really it probably should dry overnight. I'm thinking I wanna use this color and ink the edges, but I'm gonna see what it looks like on this little scrap piece that I cut off. Make sure I like it. I picked it because it's got a blue hue to it, so I thought it would be pick up on the blue. Feels a little dry. I don't think I've even used it. Okay, so I think I do like that. All right, so let's ink up the edges. Okay, so I'm still gonna let this dry overnight, and maybe even putting a brad through it might also reinforce it more. But I just inked up the edges, and then you can see you've got all these little pockets you can stick things in. You know, let me grab this tag up here. You can just like stick that in there. Well, that one might be a little bit tall, but let's try this little shorter one. Okay. You could stick little notes in there, some stickers, send it as Happy Mail, use it in a journal. So many things that you could do with this. And it's just with some envelopes. And it's got the accordion sides here that I inked a little bit on the edges. And I think this turned out so cute. Again, I don't really want to mess with this too much. I really want it to dry some more. But basically you're just gonna wrap that around. And you got a cute little ephemera envelope, or really for anything that you want. And it was super fast, easy. It used very little, materials. And then here's the other one I made that doesn't have the clasp on it. So I do think that the liquid glue worked much better, so I definitely would recommend that. But there you go. Another way to use up envelopes in your stash. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.